We begin tonight with tragic news out of Louisiana. The beloved singer Jackie Neal was murdered Thursday evening. The shooting occurred around 6:15 p.m. inside a local nail salon. Authorities say Neal's ex-boyfriend, James White, entered the salon and opened fire. Another woman, identified as Angela Myers, was also shot while attempting to flee.
Jackie Neal was the greatest, the most finest blues singer in the world. When she hit the stage, it was awesome. She gave them the greatest show ever.
She had the stage presence, and she just, she loved her fans. And she tell anybody, my fans is who made me who I am today. And that's the type person she was.
Just going through what I went through with my mama. Okay. You know, getting I just had to learn how to deal with that now. But when I was coming up, you know, it was hard.
What type of person was Jackie Neal? All right.
She loved everybody.
Already.
But with her music, bro, she was one of the sickest, man.
Every night, I get down on my knees and I pray, asking the Lord to watch my step.
They said it was gonna get married, but that Jackie, there was too much going on. She said she wouldn't tell us everything, but she couldn't even play her shows. Wouldn't let her take pictures with the crowd, you know. And you know Jackie, let that go, she said.
Jackie Neal was born on July 7, 1967 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, into a family steeped in blues tradition. Her father was a legendary blues harmonica player, and her mother, Shirley Brooks Neal, provided a nurturing home environment.
I was married to Ray Neal, the blues singer, for 63 years. He was handsome, had beautiful eyes, yeah. So I just fell in love with him, I guess, at that age, you know. I had 10 kids of my own.
Well, Pops was he was special, man. He always made each one of us felt like we was the best kid out of the bunch. So we always thought we was his favorite. He made each one of us think we was the favorite kid. And when he shared a moment with you, it's with you at that part. You know what I mean? And I'm glad we instilled it in us as well, because we pass it on to our kids. You know, my dad his mother passed away at 2 months. So he was raised by a half-sister of his real mother. And his real father left and went to New Orleans and ran a Baptist church. So he was brought up with foster parents. And so when he met my mother and got his own family, that's what he wanted in life, and wanted to create his own family, because he didn't grow up having a family.
Jackie was one of 10 children, and music was a constant presence in their household. The Neal family was often compared to the Jacksons due to their collective musical talent.
I never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. I never, 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 never.
With 8 of them eventually pursuing music careers.
I like to go to the festivals and stuff and see them, and I just enjoy it, because that was one thing they was doing, was rehearsing in the evening after school. You get your homework and your rehearsal, and then I would be doing what I got to do, but I never complain about the music, never.
My dad played the jazz festival every year. Even coming up as kids, we were all there, and he would call all us up, and then, you know, the people would be like, wow, you know, that's a big family, so it was always great.
Jackie, she get on the bar with the mic and sing with her daddy, you know.
Despite the musical focus, Jackie's upbringing was grounded in discipline and education. Her parents emphasized the importance of school and community involvement. Jackie attended Capitol High School, where she was a standout student and the head of the majorette squad. Her leadership and charisma were evident even then, and she was known for her confidence, charm, and strong sense of self-traits that would later define her stage presence. Jackie Neal's professional music career began in 1995 with the release of her debut album, The Blues Won't Let You Go. Her sound was a unique blend of traditional blues, southern soul, and contemporary R&B.
All alone, lying there in bed, wondering what went wrong, why you said the things you said. But now you know you'll never have that love again.
With a voice that was both sultry and commanding, Jackie quickly gained a following in the Southern soul circuit. Her music resonated with women in particular, as she often sang about empowerment, heartbreak, and standing up for oneself.
When I was a little girl, I couldn't go out to play. All the other kids in the neighborhood know. Mama said, I'm sorry, but you got to stay. Without something now, I had to wonder why.
Her discography includes several well-received albums such as Looking for a Sweet Thing, Money Can't Buy Me Love, and Down in the Club. Songs like Right Thing, Wrong Man, and Down in the Club became anthems for fans who appreciated her bold lyrics. Jackie's music was more than entertainment. It was a voice for women navigating love and life in the South. She carved out a space in a male-dominated genre and did so with flair and authenticity.
Are y'all ready for it? Can I get you to say yeah? That's the way. Bring it down for me, y'all. When I was a little girl, at the age of 5, my daddy took me to school when it was all the way alive. I had my brother and sister was me, 'cause that's the way my mama, she wanted it to be.
Jackie was not just a singer, she was a storyteller, a performer, and on her way to being a cultural legend in the Southern soul scene.
Jackie Neal was the greatest, the most finest blues singer in the world. When she hit the stage, it was awesome. She gave them the greatest show ever.
She had the stage presence, and she just, she loved her fans. And she tell anybody, my fans is who made me who I am today. And that's the type person she was.
However, Jackie's personal life was marked by both passion and pain. She experienced love deeply, and her relationships often mirrored the themes in her music. One of her most significant relationships was with James White, a man who would later become her ex-boyfriend and tragically her murderer.
They said it was going to get married, but that Jackie, it was too much going on. She said she wouldn't tell us everything, but she couldn't even play her shows. Wouldn't let her take pictures with the crowd, you know. And you know Jackie, let that go, she said.
Their relationship was tumultuous, and while Jackie rarely spoke publicly about her private life, her songs often hinted at emotional struggles and heartbreak.
For the last 7 years, I put my life on hold, thinking of you gonna love me, but you always seem like you gotta go. Loving another woman while I'm loving you. I can't take it no more, so I gotta cut you loose. He don't love me. Oh, no, he don't. But he can't stand to see me with another man.
Despite personal challenges, Jackie remained independent and focused on her career. She was a devoted mother and even collaborated musically with her son. According to her mother, her children act just like her. Jackie had this ability to balance motherhood music and personal trials.
Jackie had 3 boys.
3 boys.
And her oldest boy looked just like. Well, Jackie's second boy, he raps. They call him Bruh Bruh.
He did a rap song about his
mom.
About his mom. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody say how nice it is, but it bring tears from your eyes. But I started, but I just had to stop. I never finished looking at it.
She love everybody when she walk in the room. It's just, she light that up, man. She just was that type of person, man.
Already.
But with her music, bro, she was one of the sickest, man.
Already.
I tell people she my favorite. It ain't cause of my mama, man. I really, you go check her, man. That's why we ain't got no unreleased that she had. Cause everything she did, the pressure, she put it all, everything she did.
Before her tragic death in March 2005, Jackie was actively preparing for a European tour. According to her brother, Larry Neal, she had just completed a new CD and was deeply focused on her music career. Her goal was to expand her reach and find greater success internationally, and the upcoming tour was a major step in that direction. She was also seeing someone new. Jackie's actions and artistic direction in her final months indicate a woman who had emotionally distanced herself from a toxic past and was embracing a future full of promise. Unfortunately, Jackie's love life would take a dark turn. On March 10, 2005, she was murdered in a nail shop by her ex in Baton Rouge. The murder shocked the community and the Southern soul music world deeply. Jackie stood at a crossroads, one foot in her father's shadow, the other on her own stage. With a new album complete and a European tour ahead, her career was poised to soar, but lurking in the background was her ex, driven by jealousy and quietly plotting revenge. According to court documents and eyewitness accounts, White had been planning Jackie's murder for at least 2 days.
Sean and Darlene was supposed to leave to go out of town that evening at 6:20, and Darlene was at her house, and she was right around the corner from her house, and she saw a friend there, and she stopped to holler at her. And he must have been fouling all day, I say. And he came in the nail place. If she'd have went on home, I'm thinking in my mind, he probably would have went around there and killed Darlene and her.
Yeah, his mind was made up.
On that evening, he stormed into a nail salon armed with a .45 caliber pistol. Witnesses say he fired a shot into the air and shouted for everyone to get out. In the chaos, he shot a woman named Angela Myers in the back as she tried to escape. Then he found Jackie. His words were chilling. "I told you don't have that by your house, but you had him there anyway. You know I love you and we're gonna die together." Jackie pleaded for her life. "No, James, don't do it. Let me talk to you." But her cries were in vain. He shot her twice, once in the chest and once in the abdomen. She died from massive internal bleeding. After shooting Jackie, White reportedly laid on top of her body and turned the gun on himself. He survived, as did Angela Myers, and both were rushed to the hospital. Jackie, however, died at the scene. The community was stunned. A beloved daughter, sister, mother, and artist was gone. White was charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder. The legal proceedings that followed were as emotionally charged as the crime itself. James White made his first court appearance just days after the murder, entering a plea of not guilty. His attorney claimed that White, who had attempted woke up crying in his jail cell every day, but the courtroom would soon hear a confession that left no doubt about his guilt. 8 days after the murder, White gave a taped confession to police. During the trial, the audio was played in court. Though the sound quality was poor, the content was devastating. White admitted to shooting Jackie Neal and Angela Myers. As the confession played, members of the Neal family wept openly, even White himself. He later accepted a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, a decision Jackie's mother, Shirley Neal, ultimately accepted. White was sentenced to life in prison plus 50 years. In court, he apologized to the Neal family, but Shirley admitted she wasn't sure she could ever forgive him.
I look at the news, but I hate sometimes to look at it because it's just so sad. I don't know what's wrong with it. Your life is nothing to them. And they know if I go kill somebody, I know I'm going to jail for life. And that person going in the graveyard. So that's 2 families that's hurt.
In a 2022 podcast, she shared that she went to church with the mother of the man who murdered her daughter as an act of forgiveness. Soon after, she received a letter asking her to speak at his parole hearing. She refused, saying she had already spared his life by not pursuing the death penalty, which prosecutors initially sought for, as the crime was considered a capital offense.
At the time, that guy had told his mom to tell me to come go to church with him. come with her to Angola, go to church. And I was telling the audience, I said, I told his mom that I forgive you for how you treated us when this happened, how the mom treated us.
The mom treated.
Yeah, I said, and tell your son, I prayed hard with my pastor to forgive him so I could go on with my life right. But tell him that I'll never forget it and I don't have to hang out with it. And I meant that. And so like a few weeks ago, I got a letter, certified letter. And it was he come from Angola. He want me to speak to someone. I can't get the name right now, and I ain't gonna use the name to have him, parole out. And then he told me that he wrote a special letter and put it for me. But the letter came to the courthouse in Baton Rouge or somewhere. So they had the number down there. If I want the letter, I could dial this number and they'll bring it to me. And I talked to my boys and they said, no, let him keep it. I don't need that. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. And he would never get out of that. Because them people know Jackie so good, but they went for the death penalty. I'm the one got up there and told him I didn't want to see him with that.
They was gonna take him out. So you have saved his life.
I said, no, just let him say that. Let him think about it every day. I don't want the letter. And you ain't gonna be pleading to me. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
She also revealed that she once had to contact the prison warden to stop him from calling her home.
The warden King was there then.
Burr King?
Yeah, I had to call him and tell him about he calling you so much. He had my house phone. I took that phone out too, but he stopped him. He couldn't call me no more. But I wouldn't talk to him. But you see on it was Angola.
So that was putting pressure on you. Because you, as a mother and as a woman, a caring woman, you feel sorry for her, but so you couldn't, but you must answer the phone a few times.
Maybe once or twice I answered, and when it was him, I just hang up. And I'm so glad everybody called me a strong woman, but I'm so glad I don't go around crying and feeling sorry for myself because there wasn't nothing I could do about it. That's the way I live my life. If I could have, everybody would still be here.
A compilation album titled Jackie Neal Celebration was released on Spotify in 2020, featuring various artists honoring her music and legacy. Fans continue to share memories and tributes, highlighting how her music helped them through personal struggles and celebrations. This is absolutely devastating. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayers with Jackie Neal's friends and family. Just learning more about her and learning that she just finished an album. She was about to go international. It's really, really sad. The more I read about these stories, the more I see how much promise we all have and how much our light can affect others. You guys, please be safe. Please protect yourself. Pay attention to the warnings. Pay attention to the red flags. I thank you all so much for watching. Let's please respect the family and friends in the comments. I love you all dearly. And with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.